Forecast.
Hey guys, this is a weekly forecast for January 25th through the 29th of 2021. Okay, we'll start off with the Euro-USD pair. Okay, we'll start off with an overview. This is a monthly chart from this pivot to this pivot right here. This trend line was broken out roughly 6 months ago. So, many people are long biased, and so am I. However, that's just for the medium term. Because if you look at this price action right here, this is very strong short. Okay, and I think this move hasn't gone its distance yet. So in the long term, I'm short biased, at least to this pivot low right here. Okay, so that means medium term, I'm long biased. Long term, I'm short biased. Okay, so let's go and look for some long entries. Okay, so this is a daily chart. Roughly 2 weeks ago, there was a short trade right here. So I'm looking for a long entry right to that target stop loss up here. Some areas where price could actually bounce to go up to that level. Again, this is a daily chart. Try drawing a trend line from this pivot to this pivot right here. Alright, now let's see if price could fall down here and start respecting this with compact price action. Then possibly we could get that entry long right up to this target right here. Some things you want to be looking out for also is that, let me erase this. Okay, this is a daily chart again. Now this HNS right here to me is fake. Right, so if a lot of people, I'm pretty sure if they see this and they see a short candle forming that strong, they're going to think this is the HNS. But to me, it's fake. Thus, normally fake HNSs don't go its target distance. Its target distance will be right here, roughly, right? So if you're going to take it, just make sure to take targets early, okay? Moreover, if that target doesn't reach its full target, that does coincide with this trend line I'm talking about for that long entry. Right, so price could come down here. It's just around that level anyway. Compact price action, we could possibly take it long to this target right here. Alrighty? Okay, so let's go on to the USDJPY. Please subscribe if you like these videos, and please push the like button. It will really help me out, guys. Thank you. Okay, so this is the USDJPY monthly chart. I'll start with an overview. Okay, ultimately price will reach this pivot low right here, but before that we'll probably get a pullback to 107 level, possibly 109, and then go down there. Alrighty. Okay, so how do we enter this? Again, this is a monthly chart. Try drawing a trend line from this pivot to this pivot right here. Now, for the time being, price is respecting this trend line. Now, if we continue to get compact price action and respect this, that might possibly open up some room to those levels we're talking about. However, simultaneously, we also want one more thing. So here's the 4-hour chart. We also want price to round out. Okay, what I mean by rounding out, it doesn't look like this. Well, I'm sorry, this right here. How it goes straight up. We want it to round out. Okay. Okay, so actually there's one more thing you want to be looking for. If that long trade forms, watch out for this gap level. This is a weekly chart. Okay, see these gaps right here? Price is going to have a hard time to get through these gaps. Obviously, it happened a couple times already where price is having a hard time getting through these areas. Right? Now, if you're going to long it, first of all, I would take some profit out in this gap level. But secondly, in order for price to get through this level, it's going to need to have compact price action and get it through it like this. Normally when it just goes like that, it's normally pretty weak and gets rejected. Okay? So we also want to see this when we get to this gap level right here. Want compact price action to grunge through that and then go to 107, 109. Alrighty? Okay. Alright, so let's go on to the Aussie NZD pair. Well, please check out my price action trading course. A lot of the things I talk about in this forecast are explained in that course, so you have a better idea of what I'm talking about here if you watch it. Okay, so Aussie NZD. Okay, this is a monthly chart. We'll start off with an overview. Strong double bottom, weak downward trend line. And so we're long biased until at least this trend line target or this pivot high target. Okay, now let's talk about entries. Now this is a daily chart. I believe about 2 weeks ago, I talked about this long entry right here. Okay. Now, if you missed out on this long entry, I was also talking about last week that you could always have a possibility of price getting a pullback, so you could get another entry long, right? So we'll have to see what happens. But there was a short trade here. Now, if this short trade can get close enough to this pivot right here, we could possibly get another entry long, right? And the stop loss being at this pivot low. Okay. But one more thing has to happen in order for this to work, is that this trend line right here to this pivot, it cannot get broken out, or possibly this pivot to this pivot. These trend lines cannot get broken out for this to work, okay? If it gets past this, well, this trade might be gone. Okay? Alrighty. Let's go on to the NZD USD. Okay, so the NZD USD. This is a daily chart. Start off with an overview. Week long trade. Price went up just with momentum, so we're looking for a short. Right back down to this pivot low. Okay. So let's talk entries. This is a weekly chart. If you recall, I was talking about you want price to start respecting a trend line. Try drawing this trend line from this pivot to this pivot. Now this trend line is getting respected for the time being. Okay, so we definitely want that to happen. But simultaneously, on the lower time frames, we want price. This is a 4-hour chart to actually have a double top, or possibly if price falls a little bit further down, a HNS right here. Or one more possibility is that, very simply, we want price to round out. Okay, we don't want sudden falls. Okay, to round out. Okay, so I'll keep you updated on the midweek analysis on this one. Alrighty, so let's go on to the Euro Yen. Okay, so the Euro Yen. This is a weekly chart. Okay, we'll start off with an overview. Strong long, weak short. And so we were long biased to at least this pivot high right here. And that target was hit 3 weeks ago. Now what we want is for price to make another short so we could take it long again. Right back up to that new pivot high. Okay. So let's talk about entries. This is a daily chart. try drawing a trend line from this pivot to this pivot. We want price to fall down to this level and get compact price action as usual for that long up. Now let's see what's actually happened in this week though. Alright, so on the weekly chart, there was a short trade that formed. I'm sorry, it's right here. Okay. Then on the 4-hour chart, I was talking about last week how there was a long entry. However, it hit its target already, so it's going to go down. And it did go down, but it's actually retesting it. Now, what it's retesting, right, this is a weekly chart again, is this weekly gap right here. This level to this area. Now, if price doesn't get through here, right, then possibly we could get that pullback down. Let's see, to this daily trend line right here. Right, so it's this trend line. Okay, so we're just going to have to wait and see what happens here. If it doesn't get through this gap level, possibly it'll go down here to give us an entry. Alrighty. Okay, that's it for the weekly forecast. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks. Bye.